Hey y'all, my name's Leah Lauder and I'm a megachurch cult survivor. I spent 18 years in a ministry under Dag Heward and I came to the realization during the pandemic that it was in fact a cult. So now I've turned social justice activist and I'm online and I've been exposing my cult and I've been exposing other abusive churches on behalf of survivors. So I've formed the collective, and that is survivors that remain anonymous and ones that don't, and come and share their experience of megachurch cult abuse online. So basically I'm like a TikToker, but because of the community guidelines and whatever, I've had to come on YouTube, so lucky you. So today I'm going to be talking about the Malignant Narcissistic cult leader profile, and I'm going to use my cult leader Dag Heward as an example because he fits this characteristic profile. Like, he's like textbook cult leader, so I thought, let me use him. So upon psychoanalyzing him, because I've got a youth and community work degree and I'm really proud to say I got a first class in that, and my strengths lie in gang intervention, mediation work, and I'm a specialist in gangs. My research looks at the pathologization of the black male, and I've also got a master's in social work, and my specialist areas look at ACEs and how those impact on young people at risk of joining gangs. And I also look at end-of-life care, and I use that as a comparative analysis to look at grief, bereavement and trauma of young people in high control groups. So anyway, that's enough about me. Let's talk about my cult leader. So through his behavior with the church, it shows that there's a projection onto his members. Now, it's given that he was raised by quite a disciplinarian father who ran the home in quite a military style, because the church, as I've said in other videos, he raises them up like an army, and we have to call him daddy there, and it's just that projection where he could never please his father. And because he comes from a lineage of lawyers, his dad wanted him to actually do law, but he kind of rebelled and did medicine. And you see that, when members rebel against authority or they rebel against the cult leader, it's seen as like a sin. So again, we're just seeing that this is the way that the cult leader views love, and that's through the lens of abuse. Yeah. What I also want to talk about is my cult leader's fascination with the German leader, Hitler. He's got a book called The Good General, and that German leader is named over 202 times. Jesus is only mentioned 99 times. I joined the cult in the 2000s, and I remember loads of preaching around this German leader. What he indoctrinated us to believe is that although he committed really bad things in the world, that he was still a good leader. And he took that very small country in Germany and he took over the world, and he had an empire. So he actually makes us look at the positive qualities and characteristics of that leader, and it's absolutely nuts. I want to talk about a revelation that I found, and I'm just going to do this from memory. So you're going to have to go and research and look this up, but you will find the receipts online. So that said German leader, he introduced like a youth loyalty regime during that time, right? And what it was that it was compulsory for young people and children to join these programs to prepare them for war. And similarly, they had a program for the women where they were learning homemaking skills and to prepare them to be a wife, okay? Where it was compulsory, the parents had absolutely no say whether their children should stay or go. So that movement grew to it was over 1 million, and he did it in such a short space of time. So what my theory is that Dag has used that same blueprint and model and started First Love Church Cult. And what he did was he discarded the old church, which was formerly known as Lighthouse Chapel International, broke us into bits. And he discarded the old church, and then he started doing up triangulation. So he was basically doing us versus them against First Love. Does that make sense? So he was making us compete with them. He was saying things like the little ones in First Love, they give their student university loan, they give more money than the adults. Of course they're going to give more money than the adults, Dag. We've got responsibilities, babe. We've got bills to pay, children's mouths to feed, babe. Not all of us can live on a road in Ghana that's like Hollywood and have a mansion there and then get another mansion on the same road to house their son. Not everyone like you, Dag, can spend millions of pounds getting their children mansions all over the world. And I know that because, okay, let me not take it there, but let me just say that there are women that have been to some of these properties that you have given your children around the world. Yeah? So please, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that on the tube today. But what I will say is it was very disappointing. It was very disappointing to find out that I had just been getting robbed the whole 18 years that I was there. When I thought I was giving up my money for you to be doing up Healing Jesus and whatever, you're buying Paula and Daniela and Joshua and them people there, putting them in houses and spending our good earned money. What about Bishop Richard's daughter? Yavela. She wears Van Cleef bracelets. And don't tell me that Kent's got money. I know Kent comes from a rich family in Kenya. Everyone knows that, babe. Yavela's been wearing Van Cleef bracelets since she was in her teens, babe. Or early 20s. Yeah? And she's also been sighted in airports with suitcases that are worth thousands of pounds. Don't let me talk about the Meghan Markle imitation wedding that was done up. Apparently the wedding was from a famous Ghanaian designer and those dresses range in the thousands. Okay? Now, Richard Aye, you've never worked a job a day in your life, babe. I know historically you've done cleaning, you tried to work in a bank but couldn't successfully finish that role right there. Yeah? And I know Yavela, I just think she's probably just had a little part-time job. I don't think Yavela's really done anything of any significance. I think all of your children are in full-time ministry. So what that indicates is that that's church money. All right, sweetie? So what we're going to stop doing is giving these mega church cults our money, because all they want to do is teeth the money and fly on private jets and make sure that their kids are good. That's all they care about, is building their empire and making sure their kids are good. Look at the weddings that Dag Heward Mill's kids have had. We didn't see Paula's wedding, or is it Danielle? I can never remember which is which. The youngest one that married Ryan Hyde, who is Bishop Richard's nephew through marriage. Because Bishop Richard's wife is originally a Hyde. So all of those Hydes are like part of the dynasty of Bishop Richard Aye. Yeah? So that little marriage there, that was like a royal setup. Because Dag's an elitist, so he thinks that the cult, that people have to marry each other in there, because it's like he believes that it's like blue blood. So you see that all of these top high-ranking bishops and whatever, their kids are marrying each other and they grow up like brother and sister. Weird. There's a lot of things that go on in that church cult that's very weird. That's why there's a lot of weird happenings that's been going on, you know what I mean? People sleeping with different people. Like we all know that Ida was sleeping with Saki and the son. Do you know what I mean? Like these things have been going on in the mega church cult and it's like no one wants to talk about it, but everybody knows about it and everyone's talking about it. Do you know what I mean? And then you're going to call me this and that. Why? Because I'm speaking the truth. Because your pastors are doing this. If your pastors weren't doing this, babe, I wouldn't have anything to talk about. If your pastors weren't swindlers and charging people double and triple for things that they were paying for in the church cult, if you lot weren't just straight up thieves, then I wouldn't have anything to talk about, babe, because I was serving the Lord faithfully. I was married for nearly 10 years. I was bringing my kids up in the church cult, doing absolutely everything beyond sundry, this, that, and the third. I gave my sweat, blood, and tears to that ministry and served faithfully. Okay, so no one is going to tell me that I can't speak on this because it was 18 years of my life. I spent my whole life in there. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to spend the rest of my life talking about it until the end of my days, really and truly. That's what I'm going to do. And that's why I'm on YouTube, because I'm here to expose. Yeah. So my cult leader absolutely has a fascination with that German leader. And, you know, his ways are just, there's so many atrocities that were caused. And you can see that he's done up the same thing spiritually. He's an absolute narcissist and he feels absolutely no empathy. Do you know what I mean? He was preaching a day after or on the day that his son unalived. Do you know what I mean? And he didn't speak about it until the media was saying, why are you not speaking on the fact that your son just unalived? And this is because people have not gone to certain funerals of family members, haven't been there to see the birth of their child, etc. because of their allegiance and their loyalty to the cult. Because they had to be at a meeting or they had to preach on Sunday or dad called them. People have not been able to pick up their kids because they've been in meetings with Bishop Richard Aye. And if you lot tell me I'm lying about that and you come trolling in the comments, I will be getting people to come on here and testify on the tube. And that's what's going to start happening very shortly. Survivors are going to start coming on my channel and they're going to be talking about their truths from various different church cults from around the country. Because I am absolutely sick and tired of these fake pastors, these false prophets and false prophetesses exploiting God's people, being straight up thieves, abusing people in their essay and just doing the most. Especially these first ladies who have internalized misogyny and patriarchy and wear abuse as the crown. Yeah? And then they do up subservience and abuse. I'm not saying to not submit to your man, babe. Listen, baby, I don't have a problem submitting to my man, okay? It's the ones that seem fiery, high value, we're this, we're that. We're the ones that actually submit to the man them in the yard. That's why they stay, babe. Listen, I know how to treat my man, babe. Do you understand? If my man's treating me good and he's doing everything that he has to be doing up, he will come into the home and he will walk on fresh rose petals as he walks through the door. As he is walking up the stairs, there will be a cascade of rose petals and aromatherapic smells throughout the home. Proceed to a nice bath. Listen, don't go there with me, babe. Do you know what I mean? Like, you lot are the ones who are acting like it's fake humility. You lot are fake. In there, like, you got your perfect marriages. You don't know how to treat the man. The man's starved of intimacy, intellectual conversation, but you're just coming to church playing marriage, playing fake husband and wife. You're single married husbands and wife, child. When was the last time that these first ladies got a good seeing to? Do you know what I mean? Like, stop telling lies, babe. Stop telling lies. These women are not free. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? They are not free. They look like they're under duress. And a lot of them are uneducated. And if they are educated, they come from a lineage, a line of, like, their dad's a pastor, or there's generations of family members who have been indoctrinated in these high control groups. And that is just facts. Because that's what it is. It's all about indoctrination. Do you know what I mean? And then these women will come on and call me a witch and call me a Jezebel. Why? Because I speak my mind. Because I don't fit into the social constructs that society create for women, because we've been oppressed since the beginning of time. What are you talking about, babe? Our history's been deleted out of the holy books. What are you talking about, man? Bare misogynistic, patriarchal books out there, so that we don't find who we truly are. Like, we are the portal to life. That's what women are. Life comes through us, and then you want to try and no, babe. Like, in 2024, I really hope that the women wake up, because I'm not telling you to live as I live. I'm not telling you to do what I do. I'm telling you to seek God for yourself. That's my overall message. I don't tell people what religion to follow, where to go. I don't tell people how to live their life, bro, because that happened to me for 18 years. I was a prisoner. I saw many exit signs, but I didn't see a way out, man. So I don't tell people how to live their lives. I urge people to seek their own truth and go within, man. Find a personal relationship with God. That's what I'm about. So anyway, guys, this has just been a little quick video from me. I just don't know where it's gone. I like my videos to just be free, for it to almost be like a live vibe and feel, because whenever I talk on here, it's going to be messy, because I'm healing. I'm dealing with my own mental health, and I'm going to share my mental health story and journey that I'm on. I'm going to be sharing some of my health issues, because as a result of being in the cult, I've actually got a long-term health issue called Addison's. It's hyperadrenalism, and that's all to do with the cortisol levels, the adrenals, how it responds to stress and trauma, etc. So I've only got one adrenal, and I will be doing a full-length feature on that, because I really do want to expose mental health and long-term health issues that you develop as a result of being in high control groups, and what happens when you leave, what happens to the body, what happens to the sensory system, what happens to the brain, to really help to set people free and really be able to deprogram and deconstruct. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the content, and you're going to be hearing a lot more from me on YouTube. Please do follow me on my socials. It's Leah Lauder across everywhere. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate your support. Please subscribe, like, and comment.